The movie begins by narrating in the near future. The film depicts a world where humans are no longer the dominant species and their number is dwindling. Unable to combat the Titans, they chose safety over freedom. They built massive concrete walls taller and thicker than the Titans to ward off invasions. Despite the seeming peace within these walls, the fear of the Titans persists even after a century. A young man named Eren Yeager, who resides in the Outer District, dreams of exploring the world beyond the walls. He often shares his dreams of the vast seas and oceans with his friends Armin and Mikasa. One day, they decide to venture to the border and attempt to scale the wall. However, they are taken aback by the sheer size of the wall when they see it up close for the first time. Armin and Mikasa express doubt about Eren's plan, fearing the presence of Titans outside. Eren, however, believes that the Titans, having no humans to prey on, must have perished over the past century. Their discussion is cut short when a border patrol arrives to apprehend them for being too close to the wall. Eren, furious at the attempt to arrest his friends, fights back, disregarding the potential consequences. Captain Soda intervenes, ordering the soldiers to back off and promising to discipline the group himself. Soda acknowledges Eren's longing for freedom, but punishes him for his reckless behavior. He informs them of a military initiative to explore beyond the walls, assuring Eren that he doesn't need to risk his life. Suddenly, an explosion occurs, followed by an earthquake that causes the ground to tremble. The ground retreats as the wall shakes violently, and to their horror, they witness the unexpected sight of a gigantic titan larger than the wall itself on the outer side. The Titan emits a terrifying, deafening roar and starts attacking the wall, leaving the patrol officers paralyzed with fear, unable to stop it. After a few powerful blows, the Titan breaches the wall and vanishes into smoke. A brief silence ensues before soldiers spot more giants entering through the breach. Despite their efforts to fend off the Titans with cannonballs, the Titans' rapid healing renders the attack ineffective. The Titans soon reach the soldiers, consuming them and causing widespread panic. In the ensuing chaos, Armin loses his way while Eren and Mikasa head for the town's church, a refuge for many. Mikasa spots a child about to be trampled by the crowd and rushes to save them, separating from Eren in the process. Eren is pulled into the church just as the doors are shut, leaving Mikasa outside. He watches helplessly as a female Titan approaches Mikasa, who, realizing her impending doom, blows her head in acceptance. In an instant, a deafening explosion sends everyone within the church sprawling. When Eren regains his bearings and looks outside, Mikasa and the Titan have vanished. He rushes out into the ruins of what was once his city, desperately searching for Mikasa, but to no avail. Turning back, he witnesses the horrifying sight of the monsters demolishing the church and consuming its inhabitants. Blood begins to flow in torrents. Eren aimlessly roams the devastated city, a picture of despair. Fast forward 2 years, the military is strategizing to reclaim the outer districts that were breached during the attack. The inhabitants had sought refuge within the inner walls, abandoning the farms in the outer districts. This led to a severe food shortage, escalating mortality rates and crime. The pressing need to repair the walls and regain their land to alleviate the hunger crisis became evident. Commander Kubal introduces their weapons expert, Captain Hanji, who unveils a new grappling device designed to aid in their fight against the Titans. However, it appears to pose a greater threat to her comrades than to the Titans. Eren, along with his companion Armin, who was also a survivor of the horrific event that took place 2 years prior, has enlisted in the military. They encounter Captain Saldo, who was in charge of distributing food, and he appears to be in a state of despair, resorting to alcohol for solace. Armin outlines their mission to his comrades. Their objective is to detonate the top part of the wall, causing it to crumble and obstruct the passage. Even though the wall's height is reduced in that particular section, it still towers over the average Titans. This would allow the citizens to eliminate all the creatures and reclaim their city. The soldiers plan to embark on their mission at dusk, taking advantage of the fact that Titans, like humans, sleep during the night. The Titans are highly sensitive to noise, so it was crucial for the scouts to maintain silence for their survival. The massive gate swings open, and the soldiers venture out in their armored vehicles. As they distance themselves from the second wall, their captain spots some movement ahead and orders a halt. The soldiers disembark from their vehicles and start to survey the surroundings, only to discover a herd of cattle in their path, but nothing more. In the midst of the chaos, one of their comrades, Haina, hears an infant cry echoing from the buildings. Despite the improbability of the situation, she decides to investigate. Eren, feeling a sense of duty to protect her, makes up for his past failure to safeguard Misaka and decides to accompany her. As they venture further into the buildings, Eren too starts to hear the baby's cries. Suddenly, a vicious liquid splatters on Hina's face. They look up and are horrified to see a baby titan consuming a human on the rooftop. The creature descends and starts to wail, prompting them to flee the scene. And this commotion outside alerts their group. The captain attempts to maintain calm to prevent drawing the Titan's attention. However, before he can finish his instruction, a Titan lurking behind the walls kills him. Eren, pursued by a horde of giants, rushes toward his team. Recognizing the imminent danger, the commander abandons the scouts and makes a swift exit. With no alternatives, the remaining members sprint toward the closest building to evade the Titans. But their escape is thwarted as a colossal Titan blocks their path. Just as they brace for their end, Captain Shikishima from the reconnaissance team appears and takes down the Titan by targeting its valuable spot at the back of its neck. Another woman shows up and effortlessly eliminates the Titan. She lands next to the disintegrated Titan and turns around, revealing herself to be Mikasa. She acknowledges Eren's presence but remains indifferent as the captain approaches her with a smile. The pair then propel themselves toward the buildings, leaving Eren in a state of shock from the unexpected encounter. Shikishima was tasked with guarding the explosives by the commander, but was kept in the dark about their exact location to prevent sabotage. Commander Kabo reveals to the captain an underground passage safeguarding humanity's last hope. Jean, one of the team's members, accuses Eren of luring the Titans and endangering everyone. A fight ensues between them, causing frustration amongst the group. Mikasa intervenes to stop the fight as the captain asks for the main character's name, and upon hearing Eren's name, Shikishama appears to recognize his origins and seeks a private conversation with him. The captain inquires about Eren's deep-seated hatred for the Titans, which Eren attributes to the loss of human freedom. Shikishama, however, points the finger at humanity for the self-imposed imprisonment and lack of resistance. He labels Eren as one of the caged, a claim that Eren vehemently denies. Shikishama then urges Eren to overcome his fear and fight for his freedom. Later, Eren encounters Mikasa near a damaged piano, expressing his relief at her survival. However, she reveals a tragic incident where a baby she tried to protect was devoured, showing Eren a large bite wound as a testament to the world's harshness. Their discussion is cut short by the captain's arrival, and they display their shared affection in his presence. Eren, realizing Mikasa has changed, vents his frustrations outside. Kiana intervenes, urging him to move on from Mikasa, and she brings him to their hideout, where she reveals her single motherhood and military service to support her daughter. She invites Eren to join her family, using her charms as persuasion. Their moment is interrupted by a Titan peering through the wall, who breaches the building and snatches Hyana. And this leaves Eren feeling shocked and terrified. As more Titans approach, the military swiftly evacuates. Soldiers engage the Titans to show their advance, with the captain skillfully eliminating them. Mikasa fights valiantly, saving her comrades while battling the Titans. However, many inexperienced soldiers fall in the fight, and amidst the chaos, the commander instructs everyone to safeguard the explosives. A woman mourns her boyfriend's death, vowing to revenge on the Titan responsible. Captain Shota pulls her away as Captain Hanji spots a theft attempt in their explosive-laden truck. The grieving woman boards the truck, ignites the explosives, and confronts the thief, eventually overpowering him. She drives the truck into the Titan that killed her boyfriend, triggering a massive explosion. However, the Titan's rapid regeneration renders the attack ineffective, and they resume their onslaught. Eren spots Jean hiding and urges him to fight. Jean confesses his fears and weaknesses, and spurred by the captain's earlier words, Eren charges at the Titans, struggling with the grappling guide due to his inexperience. Shikishama, witnessing Eren's courage, guides him in the attack, and Eren manages to kill a Titan, but is swallowed by another in his moment of triumph. A Titan severs one of Eren's legs and hurls him into the rooftop. The scouts notice Jean's predicament, and Armin formulates a rescue plan involving noise to distract the Titans. This diversion allows Jean to launch an attack, killing a Titan. As the group attempts to flee, another Titan captures Armin with the intent to eat him, and despite their collective efforts, their attacks were ineffective. Eren, witnessing his friend's peril, drags himself toward the Titan despite his injuries. As the Titan prepares to consume Armin, Eren rises in defiance, refusing to let his friend perish. Armin struggles to escape but continues to slide deeper into the Titan's throat. In the final moments, Eren succeeds in clutching his friend while keeping the beast's jaws apart, and he yanks Armin out and hurls him to safety, even as he himself slides into the creature's jaw. He then plummets into the Titan's stomach, where he is confronted with a horrifying sight of numerous deceased bodies, including Hyena, whose life was extinguished right before his eyes. He clings to the girl's lifeless form, and vowing to exterminate every single one of these monsters. Simultaneously, the remaining survivors find themselves encircled, with their captain and commander conspicuously absent. Mikasa rallies the team to lend a hand, only to discover the tragic news of Eren's demise. She gazes at his remains in disbelief, struggling to suppress her emotions. Determined to forge an escape path for her comrades, Mikasa resolves to confront the Titans directly, and she launches herself at the Titans, feeling them one after another, but her gas supply depletes rapidly, causing her to crash land. The colossal creature that consumed Eren advances toward her, and Mikasa braces herself to battle till her last breath. Oddly, the creature starts to vomit and shirk in distress. A hand emerges from the Titan, and its body shatters into fragments. It unveils a berserker Titan within that radiates a fiery red glow. The giant roars in fury and charges at the Titans, launching fierce attacks on their vulnerabilities. The survivors observe in awe, having never witnessed a Titan assaulting its own kind before. The Berserker persists in annihilating all the other Titans that are assailing him in groups, and Mikasa starts to recognize something familiar in his combat style. Soda scrutinizes the battle and deduces that the Titan must be the one. Having vanquished all the adversaries, the Berserker blows in rage, and he spots the soldiers on the rooftop and sprints toward the people. All retreat in terror with the exception of Mikasa, who calls out Eren's name. The Titan halts momentarily, then proceeds to seize the girl and hoists her into the air. He gazes at Mikasa, gradually recognizing the individual before him. Eren regains his senses and starts reverting to his original form as he descends to the ground. The Titan's form begins to dissipate into a cloud of smoke, and Mikasa swiftly approaches its neck with her blades, and she cleaves the neck open with a single stroke and succeeds in extracting Eren from the body. Astonishingly, he's regenerated his limbs, a sight that leaves everyone in awe. The captain observes from a distance, seemingly unfazed by Eren's transformation, while Eren slowly comes to his senses, and it all ends here. And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our video. Watch our next recaps on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. See you on the next one.